All right, hey guys. So it's very important to make time for things you enjoy. It's not just like, oh, something to do to whatever. Like, if you want to experience a new way of being, like a elevated lifestyle, whatever that means to you, you have to make time for things you enjoy. And you have to make time for things you enjoy that you don't feel like doing sometimes. For example, working out. You might not feel like working out. You might rather be laying on the couch. But we also know that the body is the car that the soul drives. And if the soul wants to get from here to there, it's going to take its car. The car has to be able to drive and be driven to get to wherever it needs to go. So with cars, to maintain them, you have to get their oil changed. You have to rotate the tires. You have to get routine checks just to see what's going on. You got to call mechanics. There's all sorts of things that you have to do to maintain that car. And so, I think it's important to maintain the car, and for some people, that means making beats when you can, like literally, like this one that I don't know if you can hear it, but if you can hear it, that was just something I did for fun, or for me, painting. And it doesn't have to just be one thing. You can also, what else? Relax, meditate, work out. There's some things that you don't necessarily want to do, but they are good for you to do. Like if you would rather eat something other than a salad, you should still get your vegetables in. You should still walk. You should still draw. And you don't have to do everything at once. It's little by little, a little becomes a lot. And when you do like one step at a time, so let's say you go from not working out at all to now you want to work out like one day a week. You have a lot more chance of working out one day a week than you do at working out 5 days a week or 7 days a week. And as long as you make a decision and a step in that direction, and if you can hold yourself to that, you'll have you'll feel better, and you'll have a much better experience. For example, if you don't work out 5 days a week and you haven't worked out at all, and you didn't work out 5 days a week, you'll feel bad because you'll say, oh my gosh, well, I said I was going to work out 5 days a week. I need to work out. I need to work out. I need to work out. And then it can take over to the point where you don't work out at all. So instead, you can set the bar low and meet that first. Say, you know what? Not if your ultimate goal is to do 7 days a week. Most beings have to start at one day first. Because if you can't even do one day, you dang sure ain't ready for 7. And it doesn't make you bad or good one way or the other. It just is what it is. That's just what happens. You either do or you don't. Point blank, period. So even if you start out with one day, that's better than nothing. 5 minutes is better than 0. And then from 5 minutes, you might move to 10. From one thing, you might move to 2. From sitting down and not completing a workout to finishing the whole thing. So, just take it day by day and be where you are, because it's so easy to slip into that condition, the program of, I got to be better than this. I got to do that. I got to do that. Who cares? Because some workouts now, they even have like a leaderboard, and like I know I'm battling, like if I'm not first, I feel a type of way about it. But what started to happen is I'm like, you know what? At least I'm here. My win is not based on how many points I got on this game, on this workout. My win is knowing that I came when I didn't feel like it, I finished it, and I'm sweating like a stripper in church. So my win is based on what I feel like. And it's not even a win. Because when you win something, you get something. So, you know, I did this and then I felt better afterwards. But it wasn't about winning. It was about doing it. And that made me have a lot less stress. And I know that that comes, or that's loading into my program, because I am into my hardware, whatever, into my mind. I am programming myself. I'm intently programming. Now, I'm still weaning myself off of certain shows and cartoons and da-da-da-da. But, you know, I have weaned myself off of mainstream music. It took a while. And it wasn't even, it was purposeful recently, but it wasn't purposeful in the beginning. It was just, it didn't feel the same to me. So I just kind of stopped listening over time. But it wasn't like I intentionally said, you know, I'm not going to listen anymore. Until recently, I said, I'm not going to listen anymore. And I have created my own music so that I can still listen to music. And I listen to certain songs by certain artists. Like I always talk about Oshun, the ladies from DC, the sisters from DC. I love them girls. They be making some good music. I will say it took me a minute to get used to the sound because it sounds different from the mainstream music that I was used to. And though something just kept saying, you need to listen to this, listen to it, listen to it. And so I did. And I just forced myself to keep listening. And then I started to like it. So it felt right at first, but it was so different. So I had to, you know, resonate with it. And honestly, anything after a while becomes normal to you, you know? So then I kind of stopped watching like stuff, TV and blah, blah, blah. I still watch some stuff though, don't get me wrong. Like I just watched The Matrix the other day, and that was because something said, watch The Matrix. And then I had some other situations yeah. So anyway, I just think there's so many things going on, and we have to remember to take care of self, okay? Because you are your greatest gift. Because you have been there with you when you felt lonely. You've been there with you when you cried. You've been there with you when you succeeded. You've been there with you for every situation that you've experienced. You were there. And you are still here today. So that is a testament to your strength and the fact that without you, you wouldn't be here right now. Whatever that means. And so what that also means is that without you, you won't get to where you want to be. But it also means that with you, you will. So if you can start and one day just do something that's best for you, you will feel improved within. You will feel better inside. One day at a time, better and better. One day at a time. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. And if you are able to incorporate 5 minutes of something you enjoy, that's better than 0. And, you know, that's a little bit, but a little bit becomes a lot, because then you can do 5, then you can do 10, then you can do 15. You can do 20 and so on until you get to 100. Then you get to 200. And then you get 300. And then you get to vote. And then eventually you're at 1,000. Then eventually you're at 10,000. So little by little, a little becomes a lot. Just like, no, I did not put a commercial on my own video that I'm watching my own self. Run it back, DJ. Helps me concentrate. So yeah, when you do the things that you know you're supposed to do, there's not that voice in your head telling you that you need to do it. And as long as you continue to do the right thing, whatever you define the right thing as, you will improve within. And you'll get to the point where when stuff happens around you, you just see it happening. Or you put a visual barrier that likely only you can see, and maybe, who knows, maybe other people can see it, but you just like, reflect it and let that stuff go right back to sender. Or you can absorb the energy and turn it into something else. I'm not at that point yet. Right now, when beings are speaking on things that I don't necessarily have anything to contribute, I just wow. I just wow it out. Or wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Because, sometimes I just don't want to engage in it. And what people will try to do, and this is part of maintaining the car, what people will try to do is take away your joy, if you let them. Because they feel a type of way about their own life and their own situation. And instead of handling it, they'll try to assert their dominance and be the authority figure on you. Why? For what reason? People could be living in totally different worlds, but you don't have to engage. Someone being mad at you does not mean you need to be mad at them. Because likely they're not mad at you. They're mad at something else, and they don't have the cojones to address that. So they're going to look for someone who they feel like is the easiest target and then trauma dump on that person. Or look and see who they feel like they can. And if they feel like they can and you show emotion towards it, or if you give them a response, they're going to do it again because they're getting whatever weirdo energy that they need from you. And I used to do that. And yeah. And I also, I used to enjoy, this one guy I was talking to, a couple, ago, I let a lot of stuff slide when we were dealing with each other. And then, I had this point where I would tick. I would, snap. And once I decided that, okay, I've had enough, and I wouldn't say anything up to that point, I would just be like, okay, just watch. But because I wasn't comfortable with confrontation. I didn't like arguing, and I wasn't comfortable with confrontation. So I decided, okay, you want to go around and play with me? Let's go. And so I made it my mission to screw with this guy's mind. And I enjoyed it. However, I allowed the behavior to persist. And then I was done with it. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. Let's see who can play the game the best. And I'd say I won. But I also say, what did I win? Just showing who's crazier. And at the time it was fun. And now I can see the error of my ways. And so I'm not mad at myself for doing that. I just see, oh, okay, that probably wasn't the best thing to do. I probably could have done something better with my time. But had I not done that and got to this point, I wouldn't have even known that I could have done something better with my time, because that's the thing that I thought was fun. And now I've evolved and I've changed my belief pattern, and now that's not what it is. I've had some new experiences, and now I'm very comfortable with confrontation. I'll warn you a couple times, and then when I feel like it needs to be addressed, I'll say it. And it's not about hurting someone's feelings. It's not about getting back. It has nothing to do with that person, everything to do with me. If I say that I don't like something, that's what it is. It's not about, oh, I was just joking or blah, blah, blah. I don't care if you were just joking. This is how I feel about it. And stop. And if you don't stop, we're not going to speak. Because I had a situation, and I'm not going to get too in depth, but I'll give you enough to let you understand the point. There's a situation where this dude just kept saying, like he was joking, but ooh, I love you, da da da. And that, no matter, and then he Googled me and stuff. So no matter what, that makes me feel uncomfortable. Because for one thing, if you look me up, that's fine. I'm looking people up too, but and then you keep telling me how much you like me and staring at me and making weird sounds. That makes me uncomfortable. So I was saying all right, okay, stop. And then I stepped into my divine feminine and hey, stop. And then he kept saying, oh, I'm joking. I mean, if it's how you take it, I'm like, I don't care about that. It's not about if you're joking or not, because I do like hanging out with you. I do enjoy talking to you. However, it's not about if I'm joking or not. It's not about if you're joking. It's about how I feel, and I don't like it. Well, if that's, and I'm like, and I'm not saying you're a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that I don't like it. And between the lines, I said, if you want to keep talking to me, you stop this. So then he was in his feelings, and I didn't care. There was a small, residual of the previous programming that was oh, well, but no. You don't get to make me feel uncomfortable. Absolutely not. And so I let him feel, and then it was fine. But then he started, okay, but before that, I felt like he started to get aggressive with me. He was like, no, that's what it is. I'm like, no, it's not. And then I just stopped because I've already made my point. And if you decide to get rude with me, and then he started breathing weird. I don't know if he was trying to intimidate me or if he was trying to assert, I don't know. But I'm not engaging because I've already said what I needed to say. So you can excuse yourself. If you're not willing to respect my boundaries, you don't need to be around me. Point blank, period. I don't care who you are. Because I am protecting my peace by any means necessary. And it has nothing to do with you. I don't care what type of person you are. But if you're someone who cannot respect the basic understanding of do not harass me in this place, do not keep saying, and regardless of if you feel like it was harassment or not, if I expressed that it makes me feel uncomfortable and you continue to do it, you don't have to be around me at all. It's my right. And so, I was like, you know what? I said what I had to say, and I'm just going to move on from it, whatever. Because I'm also if I say what I have to say, I give you the opportunity to respect the boundary. So I gave him the opportunity to respect the boundary. And for a couple days, and my mom said, he's gonna try it again. I said, okay. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt and say that he's not. But he did. He did. And so it was a couple days later, and he said some of that stuff again. And I looked at him and I looked away. And I'm like, okay, so you thought I was joking. No, I'm not joking. And so then what did he do? Oh, then he was looking at me, and I did the biggest eye roll and just rolled my head, and I act like I didn't see him until later. And then he didn't really want to talk. But that's fine. I'm not mad, but I'm also not going to, and no longer going to, allow certain things in my experience. And if I feel uncomfortable and you disrespect that, that's your problem. I'm out. Point blank period. I'm out. It doesn't mean I'm physically gone, but I'm gone. That bridge is over. It just is what it is, because if you allow people to mistreat you, it will happen more and more and more. It's not one of those things that you can just ignore. You have to address it. If you have said, hey, stop this, I don't like it, even if you were like joking, like, hey, like stop. But as young women, we are taught from all avenues, and as women, period, that you're just supposed to grin and bear it. I had someone tell me that, because I reported someone else for biting me, okay? And then I was the one who got railroaded. But I would do it again. And if I did it again, I would do it 1,000 times worse this time. But I wouldn't have even gotten to that point because I would have addressed it. But I was just ignoring stuff because, they were, first of all, they were men, they were black men. So you're supposed to, held the black man down. F that. F that. Okay? You come crazy at me now. I'll address it and I'll move on. And I'll put you in the space. And if you feel a type of way about that, that's your problem, and that's your fault. But I'll be cool. If you're cool, I'm cool. If you're not cool, I'm still cool. Because I'm nobody's energy flip-flop. You don't get to just decide which way I go. You're not driving this car, boo-boo. You don't get to turn the turn signal on and veer me to the left into the tree. You don't get to do that. So now I'm off my ride, and now I gotta wait for another car, or now I gotta wait to get repaired. I'm driving straight, okay? And if you in the way, I'll wiggle around you, or I'll keep going, and you have to move. But one way or the other, I'm getting to where I'm going, and I'm not allowing you and your nonsense to take me off course. Another example of that are people who will tell you all the horrible things happening, and when they have an opportunity to fix it, they choose to stay in that nonsense. Those people are just looking for sympathy. I don't engage. Once I'll like ask a level of questions, because this is where I'm at now. I'll ask questions and I'll read the energy. And if it's not a certain energy, I make sure to keep my distance. And honestly, most beings that I've interacted with, that's how it is. I'll read the room. Okay. And just listen. Listen as twice as much as you speak to people. Listen to them. Because with enough questions, they'll tell you what you want to know. They'll tell you everything that you want to know. And then you make a decision from there. And sometimes it's fighting the urge from the past and just deciding, last time this thing happened, this was the result. I'm good. And there, as you develop and as you experience things, there are just certain hints to let you know, oh, this person is not well. This person is unhinged. Oh, this person is not okay. Something's going on there. Okay, I'll just stay over here. It is what it is, babe. And that's true. Because sometimes you realize, well, this person has a lot going on. And I know enough to know that if you have an energy exchange with someone, you're not leaving with what you put into it. Because you have to think of it like you're buying something, right? So you're at the cash register at the grocery store and you are buying something that's $10 and you give the cash register person a 20. They're going to give you $10 back, but that could be a $10 bill because you gave them 20 and what you bought was 10. So they're going to give you less back than what you gave them, right? And then they're going to give you their version of the change and what you bought. So they're going to give you whatever you paid for and bought from them, and then they're going to give you their own energy, their own money. So it could be $10 back in a bill, it could be 2 5s, it could be 10 1s, it could be pennies, it could be quarters, it could be something different, but it's not what you gave it. It's something else, and it's a lower amount of currency. And it's their version of it. And now it's in your wallet, it's in your purse, and it's with you. And now the next time you buy something from someone else, you're giving that and something else. You might buy something for $10 now, and then you're now giving that person what you just paid for over there. But you can decide, hey, I'm not buying this thing. So when I say energy exchange, you just let them talk and you do not emotionally get involved in it. You just let them experience what they're experiencing. You let them have their moment and you stay on this side. You say, you know what? That's how you feel. That's where you are. Cool. And that's it. And let them have their experience, because you can go to the store and walk out. You can go to the store and say, you know what, I'm not going to buy anything today. I'm going to keep moving. You also can walk past the store and decide, you know what, I'm not going to buy this. I'm not even going to go in that store because I know it doesn't have anything I need. And I'm not going to go shopping today at all. You can also be in a situation where you don't even know that store exists. So it doesn't even occur to you to go to the store because you have no relation with the store at all. Doesn't mean that the store is not there. Doesn't mean that the store is good or bad, but you could literally have no idea that the store even exists. That's what it is. You feel me? There's so many aspects to this. And you have to realize that, and therefore know that you have a choice to decide if you're going to energy exchange with someone or not. If you're going to buy their sorrow and pain and complaints, and then you're going to go and sell that to someone else. And then whatever you bought, you use it for something. Even if you're using it as a gift for someone else, or you're using it to make something. Maybe you bought some butter. Now you're using that butter to put it in your hair, or you're using that butter to make a cake, or you're using that butter to wear on a t-shirt, or you're using that butter for toast, or you're using that butter to, I don't know, throw at someone's head. Whatever you do with whatever, you get what I'm saying here? There's a lot involved in that. And just because you can't see the invisible being for what that human is portraying and representing doesn't mean that it's not happening. So I know that I'm better able to do that when I do things that I enjoy. So to tie the whole video together, I know that it's easier for me to keep my energy blockade up when I am relaxed, when I'm not jumbled all, because the outside can be jumbled. The outside can be what it is, but the inside doesn't have to be that way. The inside can say, you know what? I feel fine. And then you start to realize, like, a lot of the thoughts that you have are not even your thoughts. So then it becomes, okay, well, that's not my thought. Delete. That's not my thought. Delete. I got the delete thing from Isis Wisdom. So yeah, those are my thoughts on making time for things you enjoy. Because when you are able to do more things that you enjoy, you get to experience more things that you enjoy, and other things will occur and other things will happen, but it's a lot more relaxing. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Oh, please like this video, comment what you got from it. It really does make a difference. We are in this physical world, and so if you got something from this, please like it, comment, and let me know your thoughts. See you later.